Chapter 43. Crewman Miskovich knew this was a bad idea. She didn't care. She was tired of being ignored, and she was angry. She'd been attacked, and Miskovich was going to strike back hard and finish this. She didn't give a good damn what Pierre Gonzalez had to say about it. The supervisor had taken Miskovich's ship, grounded her, and sent her to the hospice without so much as trying to understand her reason for needing to destroy the midpoint ahead of schedule. Sub-pilots in the crewman ranks had to have 3 specific items to start and properly operate a reconnaissance craft. In her hands, she clutched the stolen wares: ID credential tag to enter the borrowed reconnaissance craft, RID removable ignition device, and a dedicated single-user comm. The other crewmen, whose identity was now being commandeered, had agreed to take the night off. Hush hush, wink wink. Miskovich knew she would be in some serious court-martial territory if she was caught, but she also knew if she was successful, there could be a medal and a promotion. She could blow that stupid-ass robot to kingdom come, get a recommendation for a status upgrade, then be home in time for cornflakes and the morning news. She grinned privately. This was going to work. This had to work. Miskovich quickly slid on her flight helmet, the dark contours of the metallic visor obscuring her features. If the military attaché pilots found this odd, they made no mention of it. A few stares, which was fine with Miskovich, and she slid, crept almost into a foreign cockpit of another crewman's craft. When the Time Lord in the cobalt suit was able to make a specific psychic contact with the Rapids, it took a tremendous amount of effort, and he still wasn't quite sure he had all the details correct. For one, the Rapids, as had been established, were not artificial life forms or nanorobotics. They were microscopic, silicon-based life forms. Explorers, small enough they may be. The Rapids, a name their own culture did not prefer, were able to make these spectacular feats of engineering due to their advanced silicon-based technology, as well as their hive mind communication ability, a form of silicon-based telepathy. Of course, the Midpoint Conglomerate LLC thought they were something else entirely. The Rapids' final task had been to deconstruct the Midpoint Hotel. They were on their way to complete the task when they ran into other life forms, other entities, namely the man in the blue suit and 3 humans. Despite quarantine and evacuation, these abnormalities caused a conflict in their control structure. All at once they fought back. The Rapids, as an entire civilization, fought against the control structures and broke their programming. Mr. Blue was talking out loud to himself. Sully lit a cigarette as Dawn and Pete watched the Time Lord having a strange conversation with a swarm of fluctuating silver metal. And they are out in force today. Mr. Blue seemed to come back to the situation as if waking from a hypnotic trance. He looked at Sully. We need to leave. At once. I don't disagree. Can your little nut robot friends make us a spacecraft to fly us home? Mr. Blue shook his head. Too complicated. They can't become engines. What do they use as fuel? Themselves? The Time Lord paced around. Ideas. Ideas. He shouted to no one in particular. To the air. To himself. This seemed to jar young Pete. The Rapids interrupted his tirade. Offensive craft coming. What now? They know we're here. Can he re-establish the comms? Mr. Blue implored. Negative. It's been severed by an unknown third party. Suggest your restored magnetic interlock capability. Fine, fine. The Time Lord in the cobalt suit shot the warping ball of steel particles with a neon blue pulse. As the silicon-based nanotechnological hive mind explorers formed into their bizarre humanoid shape, the Rapids' voice also struggled to become singular. 3 military craft led by 1 reconnaissance vehicle. The Rapids' unison echo became gnarled, ending on an incomprehensible metallic whisper. Sully thought he heard them say something strange.
What was that last part?
Not important. Mr. Blue waved his hand dismissively.
Oh, come on, old boy.
The Time Lord rolled his eyes. What have the rapids said? Vindictive bitch. Okay? Uppy?
What the hell does that?
Sully observed 4 very large vehicles appear almost out of nowhere over the atmospheric horizon, up from the dark cloud bank beneath, imposing, filling the gigantic bay windows of the lobby of the Space Hotel.
Oh, right.